Hey everybody, welcome back to the first week of the questions and devotions from the Westminster Shorter Catechism. If you were at youth last week, you should have picked up your copy of the Shorter Catechism here, and if not, I'll try and make sure that I get one into your hands this week at church. So we're going to start off here just by going through the first question and answer, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit and look at about two passages here that deal with it. So the first question really is the foundational question for everything that follows in the Shorter Catechism and everything really that has to do with anything in our life. It's really a foundational question. And so the first question here is, what is the supreme purpose of humanity? And the answer, the supreme purpose of humanity is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. You may have heard it in the old kind of way that it was written. What is the chief end of man? The question here is the supreme purpose of our lives. And that's really the foundational question that everyone, everywhere is asking. Why am I here? What am I put here to do? What's the meaning of life? And Christians and non-Christians alike, everyone asks this question. Even if we don't ask it with our mouth, we're really asking it with our hearts and with our lives. It's something that just burns in us. And so it's good for us to think about this. It was the philosopher Socrates that said the unexamined life is not a life worth living. And I think he had a good point that if we don't ever stop and think, what's the point of all this? What's the point of me waking up every day? Why did God make me? Why am I where I am? It's a good thing for us to examine that and to think about it, and it's not something that we should be afraid of. And so he asks here, the divines ask, what is the supreme purpose? So we're thinking about the ultimate purpose for our lives. So if you think about a cup, what's the supreme purpose of a cup? Well, it's to hold liquid, right? That's what a cup was supremely and ultimately made for. It has a purpose, and that purpose is to hold liquid so that we can drink it. Now, a cup can do other things, right? So, I've got my mug here with coffee. It does have a chip, but it's my favorite mug, so I'm going to keep using it. So I've got my mug, and it holds my coffee. That's what it was made to do. But I can do other things with this mug, right? I can throw it. I can put it on the desk to hold papers. A mug can do other things. If there's an intruder in the middle of the night, grab the mug. Hey, do what you got to do. A mug can do other things. But here's the purpose that it was created for, to hold liquid. And so if we're going to enjoy it, if we're going to use it in the right way, we have to realize that it has a purpose. And the same thing goes with us. We have an ultimate purpose that we were created for. And that ultimate purpose of humanity is this. It is to glorify God and to enjoy Him forever. And so I want to read a passage here from Romans 11, verse 36. For from Him, that is God, and through Him and to Him are all things. To Him be the glory forever. Amen. Romans 11 is a passage that shows us that our ultimate purpose, the ultimate purpose of everything, is for God. And it's even through Him. He's the reason that we exist. And it's to Him. Everything is to bring praise to God, to the glory of God forever. And so to bring glory to God is to bring praise to Him, to describe his worth, to bring honor to him, to show just how valuable he is. So the purpose of our life is not to bring glory to ourselves. It's not so that everyone will look and say, oh, Tyler is such a great guy. The purpose of our life is so that people will look at us and through us will say, wow, what a great God. What a great God. And so we are called and we have and are created with a particular purpose, just like a cup. And our particular purpose is to bring honor and praise and glory, not to us, but to God. Now, my ultimate purpose isn't to eat chicken wings, although I love it. It's not to have fun, although I enjoy having fun. It's not even to have a family. It's not to build a house or to work a job, but it is to glorify God and enjoy him forever. And if you remember in 1 Corinthians 10, we're told that whether we eat or we drink or whatever we do it all to the glory of God. And so we were created with a purpose, and we're called to do everything that we can towards that purpose. We're called to live in that purpose. So whether I'm with my friends, I need to be remembering and living for God's glory. Whether I'm at home by myself, I need to be living for and looking for ways to glorify God. I need to be living in a way that would glorify him. And there's something really neat that happens, and the Catechism shows this to us. What is the supreme purpose of humanity? The supreme purpose of humanity is to glorify God and enjoy him forever. We tend to think that the Christian life is a killjoy. It's something where we have to obey the rules, and all the non-Christians, they're the ones out there having all the fun. But the reality is this: the most joyful way to live is God's way. When we live in a way that we seek to honor and glorify him in all things, that's when we experience the deepest joy. That's why Jesus said things like, to give is better than to receive. Loving your neighbor is better than loving yourself. If you love your spouse sacrificially, that's actually the best way for you to live and the best way for you to experience marriage. A life lived for God's glory actually brings us joy as we enjoy him and who he is forever. Well, that's the first question here in the Catechism. It's just a simple call and reminder that we were created for God. And so today, live in light of the fact that you have a purpose, and it's to bring glory and honor to God. That's it for this week. We'll see you next time.